Honestly, I struggle to see what else you could really go for here.
Look,
Choose your hero.
You're picked into a horrible matchup, so young PH, you have to have some confidence.
Alright.
No. You've been a little bit chirpy today.
Don't you start. You have been the king of chirp
Battle
today.
begins.
Oh, look at this
might
bait.
be a little bit of...
Oh, they don't know Gabby's here. So Rain double melody it to the dome.
Oh,
Gabby
he
gets the
didn't
first
know. Pepela.
Gabby?
Sage.
Game with Ags, but then they got BKBs and it was looking a little bit duff. That's a different game and skill.
I'm a fan of the Ags on the TV. Don't get me wrong. I'm just not a fan of the diffuse on TV.
You're a hater. I mean, what? We haven't even had the have a way to refill. They also get the bounty as well. So yeah, poor young PH. He's got 19 last hits, but might be in a bit of trouble now. A TP up. Look at the damage. Oh, now you can chuck out some voice lines.
Especially since he has to make that long walk of shame. So he's going to look to try and push this way.
For this wave or two, as they're going to start to set up. Gabby now has the level in refraction. That extra little bit of damage here to try and bring the Night Stalker into a threshold where he's unable to poke his face out in mid lane. Early blaster from Carl. TP's starting to fly. They might be a little bit too late though. Young PH is going to go down 5+ in the nick of time. Now give him your own voice lines, young PH. Yes, sir. Looking to connect with Carl.
You have been denied.
You
do really like the hero. I'm still on the neutral train.
Mid lane?
Oh, I'm here in.
Yep. So Rain's just gonna have to stand there and watch as Carl. You can drop another voice line after getting a kill. Very nicely done. Getting closer and closer towards the Boots of Travel. Extra movements coming out from T1 to maybe think about defending this. So looks like it's gonna end up going for free. Zephyr might join along with the tower dropping as well. That was a peculiar of a position. Up lane Zorain's going to trade his life as well, so kill across the map a piece, but feels a little bit unnecessary for Zephyr to die though.
It feels incredibly unnecessary.
Okay.
I could not fault him at all about his game 1 play, but that was not it.
Bottom lane, KSH. He's got 2 heroes looking to connect now, but he's in trouble. Carl's able to close the distance, and they've got plenty of damage, even with 1 stack. And now, I mean, we saw a T. He used Dark Ascension previously, so he's going to have to rely on the TP. Make it back home. Nice awareness with no stuns available to cancel that.
Probably not necessarily needing to go ahead and drop the lasso to be able to take down that Luna at the time, considering you had 2 heroes to be able to do so. So, missing out on a chance for an extra kill. Although, young PH, he's hungry. He's just following the fire trail.
Any TPs? Bane's got 1. Carl's going to actually try and TP out himself, but young PH flies over the tree line. Easy way to cancel that.
To show how much of a skilled player he is.
Actually
TP's
gonna
starting to come in.
Wymon's got 6. So, yeah, might catch them off guard.
I mean, but with who though?
Oh.
The relocate's coming in. Oh, just a little bit too fast. More rotations coming through here. Batrider coming to the bottom side of the map. Cuckoo trying his best to push in top. That armlet, of course, very hard to kill.
Gabby, oh, we got the kill, but not the experience. This hate, so we are kind of seeing that shown in the net worth as well with how behind she is. Oh, relocate, what do we got?
KSH now.
So bottom, KSH, they're going to get the +2. Could be our first arena of the game as well from Cuckoo. Chain's going to hold them back and we'll give an opportunity for Luna to reposition. It's going to run straight to the hands of Whitemon though. They just want to secure the kill with the use of the arena. So 1 for 1. Still off to the other side though, young PH. He's locked onto Carl, will attempt to TP the damage with a double remnant. That's enough. I mean, I was saying young PH, he's got to back himself with the Ember in under the cover of nighttime. Oh, they're going to... Whitemon. Yeah, that's a high ground he's not going to walk up another time now. At least in the next couple of minutes before they take care of the ward. So he pings it out.
Are they actually going to consider this? I don't know if they can. Like, they need...
Luna's not showing up. Just without the BKB. And PH going to try and give them a glimpse of how low Roche is. Like the Beetle's on it as well. How do you start though? It's going to be on young PH to remnant in, and Cuckoo's going to take away that opportunity. A spear to start with the follow-up lasso. Now the grip as well off to the side makes sure the Weaver doesn't have an opportunity to steal the Aegis. Everybody at the time lapse out, but Radiant, they've already been set up perfectly with a sentry near the area. Cuckoo off the mark with a Gorge Rebuke. Gabby jumps on over the tree line. Lands the meld to secure the last little bit of damage. They also finally get the D-ward as well. So now
to do just as much. Just a couple of really small mistakes there. They might have actually caught out the fact that that smoke was used because Gabby was still farming at the time.
Doreen's in a position to pop it. I don't know if they can take the fight. Luna's going to think about showing up. Young PH, they're going to buy back as well, but they've had the T1 tower to TP2. Carl falling low, but a BKB to reset. Now with the arena along the choke point. So Yang going, they're not going to have an angle into the fight. As Whitemon holding back the Night Stalker before he's being a nuisance to the backline. He's just out of range of the silencer as well. So the Fiend's Grip doing God's work. Now the lasso on Young PH as well. He's still going to be a nuisance with the Remnant. Out to the west, the Nightmare misses with the spear, but no Remnants available. So Young PH will go down with the rest of Yangon Galacticos.
Really nicely done there by Whitemon. If he doesn't get off that Nightmare, it's so much easier to play this Mars relative to an Axe, right? Like, you can't screw it up, basically.
Like, and I wonder if they came into this draft looking to just enable him as well. Whitemon. Fiend's Grip, still cooldown for 40. Gabby's they're not going to have enough damage to go through him, I don't think. He got Remnant? He's got one. Gabby does so much. Okay. I did want to say before mid laner happens, Batrider's not going to be able to cancel that. Okay, not the worst Manta game, of course. Get rid of the silence from Gabby's traps. Feeble. Sticky. Dodge the spear. Come on, you were supposed to say that. We had a roll going on there for a second.
Well, dodging the spear, that's dumb.
Dumb. Yes, yes. Ember? Oh,
nice,
no, the silence from Gabby. Really nice way to sit up, and then Carl can push him back to find an angle in. That is now 2 down, and Cuckoo's looking to try and set up as well. A T. Oh! Well, he doesn't get the stun, but he cancels the TP nonetheless. So T's going to be forced to pop the Dark Ascension. Relocate. Now expended. They have vision.
They can see him.
What?
Hello?
I don't know how,
Hello?
but...
A T? I mean, is that technically low ground? Maybe that's why?
I don't know.
Is it like river?
What? I thought he would have been okay. He gets BKB, it feels like he's going to struggle in these fights. Really has to wait till some of the abilities are forced and then get an angle in. And they're going to run through traps. Gabby, blink, BKB. They're eyeing up the eye. That's a great way to start, but Zephyr tether out. Now Gabby just turns, crits down
1v5.
Turns to the Luna. KSH going to get the ulti off. Great use of the eye, get himself able to reposition back to the Bane. They're doing decent amount of damage, but now with the heal once again from Zephyr, keeping them in fighting shape. But look at Cuckoo. Still somehow finds a perfect use of the arena. They got the Fiend's Grip as well. This game is really getting out of control here, and with skill a falling, Carl just salt to the wound with the lasso from afar, thanks to the 8th lens. Man, Zephyr. This man, Phoenix game 1, now the IO as well through that fight was just enough heal burst. Gaven, are you doubting?
Yes.
Ozfrog?
Still exists.
Cuckoo? You're fine. You got BKB, you got Zephyr nearby. Maybe trying to force out a BKB, but Cuckoo's experience, he knows he doesn't have to need this, and they're going to relocate him out, but there's no way you can get on top of the eye before this. They've got the outpost as well, so they can just TP to. In fact, they're just going to smoke to connect.
Look at the lines on the map. Get over to me, help me.
You guys better evacuate from the area. I don't know.
There's nowhere safe to be. You're always going to be losing something on the map. Bot lane's going to start to casually push in. Gabby just like to front line for the rest of the team. Have to deal with the swarm, but it'll take too long as Luna just using those Manta illusions to clear it out, which means that you're not going to have as much damage potential to be able to stop this.
They're going to land on top of the Amber here. Cuckoo flies on over as well. Make sure there's no answer. And well, if anyone shows, they're now blocked in. The walls of the arena and closing in as the Yoga falls. 2 down to start. Now with the backline. Once again, man. I mean, you saw the Night Stalker pick and you're like, I don't know. Into the Bane, that's a tricky matchup. And we've spoken about how some of these matchups, you can just outplay them as BKBs answer the Eclipse. And now KSH trying to retreat back to the fountain. Will be fast enough, but to the back line.
Put the ball back into this.
A T, once again, Waimon is able to find the Nightmare before this Night Stalker is able to get on top of the supports, and had to die back and a real angle in to try and hold this set. A barracks that Gabby wants blood. Looking for revenge after the difficult game 1 here. They land the spear, KSH. I mean, Skilla is going to try and get him ranged to offer out the time-lapse save. A little bit too late with the Nightmare this time. Goes back to the grasping hands of the fountain. And maybe they've dived a little bit too deep. You know, Cuckoo's going to fall. He'll take away the Aegis advantage now on Gabby as well. What more can you really get out of this? Just fighting to Gabby. Just 5 hits
man.
the Ember. And now Weaver's the next on the agenda as well as T1. They have secured what's looking like game 2 victory here. And in the end, our second series of the day is going to be 1-for-1. Gabby, unfortunately, give him the rampage. Come on. Dives alright. Come on. Chop, chop.
He's not going to listen. But it is going to be another 1-1. What a surprise. You know, eventually we're able to get the exact same result at the end of the day. And that does mean that we've got these 2 teams, both T1 and Yangon Galacticos, on 9 wins and 5 losses. So, again, not exactly sure about how the tiebreaker situation is going to work, or the, I'm going to say the word again, the German word that decides, because head-to-head, as we just saw, 1-1 between these 2 teams. So it's going to need to go down to that second level to decide who is going to be going to the upper bracket or who's going to be going to the lower bracket. There is one situation where both of these teams do stay in the upper bracket, though, because Orca is the team that is currently in 5th. They have 8 wins and 4 losses. So the important thing is that they've still got, I believe, 2 series left to play. Maybe I'm wrong. It might just be the one.
I'm pretty sure it's 2.